Namaste. Today I'm going to read Volume 2, Book 2, Rudra Samhita Part 3, Chapter 40, The Marriage Procession of Shiva in the Shiva Puran. Hriyam Tatsat. Brahma said, then Shiva called Nandini and other Ganas and ordered them to accompany him. Shiva said, station a few Ganas here and the rest of you accompany me to the city of the mountain in a jovial mood. Brahma said, then the lords of Ganas thus ordered took their armies and started joyously. I shall explain it in general terms. The Lord of Ganas, Sankyakarna, started with a crore of Ganas to the city of Himavat along with Shiva. Kekaraksha took 10 crores of Ganas with gaiety. Vikrita, the leader of Ganas, took 8 crores of Ganas. Visakha took 4 crores and Parijata took 9 crores of Ganas. The glorious Sarvantaka and Vriktanana took 60 crores. Dhundurba took 8 crores. O sage, Kapala took 5 crores and the heroic Sandaraka took 6 crores of Ganas. Kanduka and Kundaka took a crore of the Ganas. Vistamba took 8 crores. The leader, Pipala, joyously went with 1,000 crores. O excellent sage, Sanadaka, the hero, and took so many. Avisana went with 8 crores. Mahakesa took 1,000 crores. O sage, Kunda and Parvataka each took 12 crores of Ganas with him. The heroic Chandra Tapana went with 8 crores. Kala, Kalaka and Mahakala each went with 100 crores of Ganas. The leader of Ganas named Agnika went with a crore. Agnimuka, the leader of Ganas, went with a crore. Aditya Murda and Ghanavaha each went with a crore of Ganas. Sanaha and Kumuda went with 100 crores. So also Amoga and Kolika each went with 100 crores. Sumantra, the leader of Ganas, went with a crore of Ganas. Kakapa Dhodara and Santanaka went each with 6 crores of Ganas. Mahabala, Madhupinga and Kokila each went with 9 crores. Nila and Purnabhadra each went with 90 crores of Ganas. Chaturvaktra with 7 crores. Karana with 20 crores and the leader of Ganas, Ahiromaka, went with 90 crores. Narda, Yajvaksa, Satamanyu and Meghamanyu, each of these leaders too went with so many crores. Kashtagudha, the leader of Ganas, went with 64 crores. So too Virupaksha, Sukesa, Vrisabha and Sanatana. Similarly, Talaketu, Sadasya, the eternal Chanivasya, Samvartaka, Chetra, and the Lord Lakulisa himself, the brilliant Lokantaka, Detyantaka, Lord Bringiriti, the glorious Devapriya, Asani, and Bhanuka went with 64 crores. Others in jovial mood went in thousands with Shiva to attend his marriage, O sage. 1,000 crores of Bhutas and 3 crores of Pramatas went. Virabhadra went with 64 crores of Ganas and 3 crores of Romajas. In the marriage procession of Shiva, Nandi, and other leaders of Ganas went surrounded by hundreds and twenties of crores of Ganas, knowing delightedly that it was Shiva's marriage. Bhairava, the Kshetrapala, went jovially with crores and crores of Ganas. These and other leaders of Ganas of great strength and multitudinous in number joined the procession with joy and enthusiasm. They had 1,000 hands. They wore matted hair and crowns. They were bedecked with streaks of the moon. They had 3 eyes and blue necks like Lord Shiva. All of them wore garlands of Rudraksha beads. They had the holy ashes smeared over the body. They had the ornaments of necklaces, earrings, bracelets, crowns, etc. The leaders were as refulgent and as Brahma, Vishnu, and Indra, Anima, and other energies. They were as brilliant and lustrous as crores of suns. O sage, some of them belonged to this terrestrial world. Some came through neither worlds. Some came through the sky, and some came through 7 heavens. Of what avail is this talk, O celestial sage? Shiva's own Ganas living in all the worlds came and joined the procession of Shiva with pleasure. Thus, Lord Shiva, accompanied by his Ganas, gods, and others, went to the city of Himagiri for the celebration of his marriage. O great sage, listen to another incident that happened when Shiva, the Lord of all, went for his marriage along with the gods and others. Rudra's sister, Chandi, assuming a great festive mood, came there with great pleasure, but inspiring terror in others. She was riding on a ghost. She was bedecked in the ornaments of serpents. A gold pot filled with water shone over her head. She was accompanied by her attendants. Her face was beaming, her eyes dazzled. She was enthusiastic and glad. She was strong. The divine Buddha attendants were crores and crores in number. They shone in diverse forms. Accompanied by them, Chandi, of deformed face, went ahead gladly and enthusiastically. She was equally competent to please and to harass. All the Ganas of Shiva, numbering the 11 crores, terrible, but favorites of Shiva, were kept by her far behind. The loud sounds of Damarus, the Jankara sound of the Bheris, and the sound of the conches pervaded all the 3 worlds. The tumultuous sound of the Dhundubis rose up in the air, blessing the universe auspiciously and destroying everything other than auspicious. O sage, behind the Ganas, the enthusiastic gods, the Siddhas, the guardians of the quarters, and others followed. O sage, Vishnu, seated on Garuda and going in the middle of the group, shone with the great umbrella held aloft. He was surrounded by his attendants, who fanned him with chamaras. His parasadas too shone well. He was bedecked in all his ornaments. I too shone well on the way with the Vedas, Sastras, Puranas, and Agamas personified, and along with my sons Prajapatis, Sanaka, and other Siddhas. I was eager in rendering service to Shiva. Going along, seated on the elephant, Aryavata, in the midst of his armies, Indra, the Lord of God, shone well, fully decorated in various ways. Many other sages, enthusiastic about the marriage of Shiva, shone well on their way. Sakinis, Yatudhanas, Vitalas, Brahmaraksharas, Bhutas, Pretas, and Pramatas, Tumburu, Narada, Haha, Huhu, Gandharvas and Kinnaras went ahead, playing on their musical instruments with great delight. The mothers of the universe, the celestial virgins, Gayatri, Savitri, Lakshmi, the celestial maidens, the wives of the gods, the mothers of the worlds, went ahead with great joy, only because it was the marriage of Shiva. Lord Shiva, favorably disposed to virtue, was seated on his bull of crystal purity and beauty. The bull, who is called Dharma by the Vedas, Sastras, Siddhas, and sages. Shiva was being served by the gods and sages on his way. He shone well, accompanied by all these sages and decorated in various ways. Lord Shiva was going to the abode of the mountain Himalaya for the marriage of Parvati. He shone well. Thus the story of Shiva's grand procession has been narrated to you. O Narada, listen to the incidents of good portent that happened in the city of Himavat. Footnotes. (99) Tumbaru, Haha, and Huhu were the Gandharvas attending on Kubera. They were expert musicians who played on veena and other musical instruments and were generally invited at festivities. Here ends today's reading of the Shiva Puran. Om Prabhu Prananatham Viveshanatham Shakanatham Bhutanatham Shivam Shankaram Sham Om Kapura Gauram Karanavataram Sansasam Savasam Yadavinebam Om Parvati Patayara Om Hum Jum Samburusam Trambakami Jami Swanamishti Varan Swapos. Tuya Mata Chapitatmaya Tuya Bandusha Chasakatmaya Vidyata Vidang Tuya Om Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.